Hi, welcome to tdcat.com. This time of year is a crazy time of year for us because there are loads of kids' parties, and the reason is that because our son was born this time of year, a lot of our friends that we have are related to that whole event, and they all had children this time of year as well, and so we've got like this massive batch of parties. So what happens is because I do a bit of photography, and people seem to like the pictures I take, and what I do is I often take pictures at the parties, and it becomes important to me all of a sudden to have a system to deliver them securely online. If people want to, if people want to download them, they can do that. If people want to print them, they can do that as well. But people usually just download them and print them themselves, don't they? Because that's what people do. But the options are there, so it kind of makes me, or every time this year, I end up looking back and seeing which is the best service to use for that kind of thing. And I always end up coming back. I say always. The service has only actually been around since 2013, but I always end up coming back to Pixieset. Now, ignore the name because the name is a little bit, I don't know, it sounds like some sort of children's story or something, doesn't it? Pixieset is a really nice solution. What it isn't, and I'll say what it isn't to start with before we get into looking round the site and showing you how it all kind of works and what you get. What it isn't is it isn't for somebody who wants full control over the way their website looks and the way their stuff is presented. You get sort of preset templates, and there are only like a couple of them, and it's designed for someone who doesn't worry, who wants something that looks good but doesn't want to sort of make it too customized. It's just, there are your photos, here's where you can deliver them to a client, give them a password, give them a PIN code, give them a limited number of downloads, give them limited resolutions, and all that kind of good functionality within that. So if you kind of want to tweak and you want to mess about with code, it's not a Squarespace, it's not a Wix, it's not something like that. It is a client delivery system, and it's a really good one. Just to be clear, I'm not being paid by Pixieset. I'm nothing to do with Pixieset. It's just something that I end up looking at and always end up going back to. So let's take a look at the website. Let's have a walk through, see what you get, see whether you like it, and appreciate any feedback or any comments you might have. Here we are in the website itself, and why do I keep coming back to Pixieset? Just because it's so easy. You don't get torn away tweaking how things are going to look because there just aren't many options. It's just about getting your pictures out there to your clients. It has wonderful, really good sort of store options. If you want to sell the prints, you can do all kind of discounts and loyalty stuff and gift cards and all these type of things. But what I want to use it for is to be able to send someone a link and say, have a look at these pictures that I took. If you want to download any, great. So if I go to upgrade first, you'll see from their pricing that everybody gets the same. You get all the same functionality, you just pay more for more space, and that's really nice. So you can have a basic account, which is the one I use, at $8 a month. You only get 10 gig, which isn't a massive amount these days, but if you compress your photos correctly, it's fine. But you do get all of the functionality and features with that in the same way as you would on the Pro or Ultimate account. So I'm going to log in and just very quickly show you. Here's the main dashboard, and these are just some of the collections. If I go into my collection here, I don't want to go through the whole collection side of things. I just want to tell you today what it is I like about this. If I go into the collection settings here, you have a number of different settings down the side. The ones that are important for me, firstly, let's have a look at design. So, well, it looks great on a desktop and a phone. People will be looking at this stuff on a phone, of course. And it gives you a really good indication of how this will be presented to your clients on both. You have a cover, you can change the focal point of that cover and adjust it so that it's kind of central on the phone as well as being sort of in the right place on the desktop. And I suppose the most important thing for me, if I just quickly go into the gallery style section here, because they've kind of added new stuff to this recently. You've got a grid style of vertical or horizontal, so it emphasizes either portrait photos or landscape photos if I switch to vertical.
You'll see that these are the ones that are sort of emphasized here. And on horizontal, it's more about those, and these are less prominent. Light and dark themes. So light themes, sort of a kind of wedding, sort of happy, fluffy stuff. Dark for something a bit more dramatic, like these lovely landscape pictures they've got here. But it's up to you, whichever you prefer. I'd probably prefer a dark site myself. Large thumbnails, a bit more dramatic on the page, but you only get one on the screen, on the mobile. But that's it. They're the only design things you can choose. You can go between various cover types. You know, you have slightly different, a couple of different cover types, 8 different cover types, but that's about it. You know, there's no messing around. For me, this is the key thing, privacy. You can have a collection password and you can have individual client exclusive access to sets. A set is within a collection. So if you have a collection, if, for example, in my case, I have a collection of a party, so this 3rd birthday party here, if I wanted to, within that collection, I could put sets of all the different children. So if the parents wanted to, they could have exclusive access just to their child, because parents only ever want to download photos of their own child, don't they? I mean, that's just how it is. And you know, they then have that control, and you can give sort of different access to different areas of your collection in that way, which is a really nice feature. If I just go back into this one and go into the collection settings again. Yeah, so we have a password setting, password for the collection. And then on download, we can also have a pin enabled for download, another nice feature. I tend to turn it off because I'm not too worried about who downloads them once they've got access to the collection. And you can have sort of different resolution settings for the gallery download, or if someone downloads only a single photo, and you can enable email tracking and things like that. These are the features I love on it. But the ultimate, I mean, I don't really use the store at all because no one's going to buy prints from you know, my website. These are friends, you know. I'm not doing anything professional here. It's a fantastic service if you are a professional, don't get me wrong. But I'm just using this to get photos out there to friends. They're not going to want to spend sort of £1 on a print through me, even though the quality would be better. They'll just download them and they'll get them printed themselves, and that's perfect. That's what I'm after here. So let's have a look at what you actually get. If I go to, did I set it to Sony? No, I didn't set it to Sony at all. So let's go into that collection again, collection settings. What did I set it? Sony camera, right. So photos.2dcat.com, because I've set up my custom domain. Sony camera. Let's have a quick look. So this is what you get. You know, this is what you're presented with. A really bold picture, nice, clean, gallery title or collection title, when the event occurred, because it's likely to be a sort of party or a wedding or whatever. And then you click open and it moves down to the photos in their thumbnails. And then, of course, you can just go through individually like this and download them, favorite them, slideshow it, or buy it. Dead easy. So if you download, you then get asked to enter your email, because we said we'd put email tracking on there. But, you know, it's just really, really simple. And that's why I keep coming back to it, because I just upload the pictures, send them out. And because I pay monthly, if I don't want to use it for a couple of months, I'll just cancel for a couple of months and then go back to it at a later time. It serves a purpose for me at a particular time. And that's what I like about Pixieset, simplicity. So if I just quickly show you a few more options here, you've got your profile and where you can set up your stuff and your password and the website you have associated with it and address and things like that. And then you've got your custom domain, analytics numbers and logos and profile pics. So you can put logos on here, because if you want to have a web presence with this, you can. So if I just go to photos.tdcat.com, I could put collections up here. But I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I've got a website. You know, I don't need this part of it. So I have no collections here. I don't want people to be able to see, you know, their children through the internet, because it's private. You know, these photos are private. That's why I like this service, because it allows me to send out photos to people privately, and it's very good at that. So you can turn off the Pixieset branding and put a gallery photo on here. I'll show you what that is actually. So you can add a logo to the top here and then have a different one where you've got a photo behind it, because you probably wouldn't want it black in many cases. You might want it to be sort of transparent and white. So you put a different logo there. That's quite nice. There you got your subscription settings, notifications, what's in tools. Oh, there's a Lightroom plugin as well, which is good. So there we go. Just a quick whiz around Pixieset. The store, you can add products. You have products, product sheets, price sheets, and where you can add custom stuff and put discounts on stuff. And then you got your taxes and shipping options, coupons. You know, it's really full featured, but it isn't for the person who wants to customize and tweak to hell, because the options are what they are. You know, you have a website, it will look like Pixieset, but it doesn't matter because people still get the pictures, and that's what's important, and that's what it focuses on. So yeah, Pixieset.com, it's about $10 a month if you pay monthly, or $8 a month if you pay annually. And that brings me nicely onto JPEG Mini, which is something I still use and I've used for years now, and I want to talk about that on a future video, because that lets you use your space, your 10 gig, which isn't a lot, your 10 gig absolutely optimally with the JPEG files that you post up. So thanks for watching. Not a terribly organized one, this one. I just wanted to quickly show you through this stuff. And yeah, please subscribe if you like the channel, and I will catch you soon.